begin at 4 with a forewarned weather alert. We are finally starting to see the lights at the end of the tunnel after 2 days of snow. Snow blanketed the Northeast from Pennsylvania to New York. It caused a 50-car pileup in Quebec, Canada. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us. Parts of western New York are still under a winter storm warning. New York State is also still under a state of emergency. We have team coverage with everything you need to know. Our team of reporters are talking to people directly impacted by the storm, and our forewarned weather team is tracking the latest conditions. We want to start with meteorologist Kaylee Wentz. She has a look at your forecast first at 4. And Kaylee, it sounds like we are seeing some improvements.
Yeah, Christy, that's right. We are starting to finally see some of those improvements. Snow still impacting areas off to the east of western New York.
Kaylee, thanks. Many schools and businesses are closed, but some of you might still be out on the roads. Keith Kelly has a first look at conditions on the roads. Keith, hi, how is it looking out there?
Hey, good afternoon, Christy. Right now we're looking at a pretty easy commute. As you do travel on the major routes, you can see much improvement compared to yesterday and even this morning.
Happening right now, the weather is still causing problems for drivers around the state. A tractor-trailer ban is still in effect on the thruway as crews work to keep the roads clear. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul and other state leaders are still at a command center in Cheektowaga, monitoring conditions. News 4's Callan Gray joins us there live with an update. Callan?
Christy, conditions here in Cheektowaga have really improved since we were here just last night. Cayuga Road up here is completely free of snow, but as you mentioned, that tractor-trailer travel ban on the thruway is still in place. Reporting live in Cheektowaga, Callan Gray, News 4 at 4.
Callan, important information. Thank you. Well, several colleges in western New York did not close today, despite the state of emergency still in effect in our state. A lot of students are not happy about that. They say things are worse today, and they want to know why colleges were closed yesterday and not today. News 4's Angela Cristoforos joins us from the University at Buffalo. She has new reaction from students. Angela?
Yeah, Christy, I'm here at UB's South Campus, reporting live from UB's South Campus. Angela Cristoforos, News 4 at 4.
Angela, thanks. And we will have much more weather coverage on News 4 at 4. Remember, you can track the snow and get the latest forecast at any time in 2 simple ways. You can download our free forewarned weather app or log on to WIVB.com.
Well, we are following breaking news in Buffalo this evening. A search is on right now for a missing diver from the Buffalo Police Underwater Recovery Team. Many agencies are searching for that missing diver right now in the Niagara River. And Buffalo police tell us the 34-year-old diver went missing during a regular training session earlier this afternoon. Now the clock is ticking. We have a number of reporters and photographers on the scene. News 4's Nalina Shapiro begins our team coverage overlooking the river from Niagara Street. Nalina?
Good evening, Jackie. Good evening, everybody. You can see I'm live in Buffalo. The Peace Bridge and the Niagara River is behind me. Several people have gathered to see what's going on. If you walk with me this way, down there over the 190 is where the massive search and rescue mission is going on. At least 15 different agencies are currently searching. I want to get to Luke Moretti, who's been also getting new information and can tell us more about exactly the challenging and difficult work these divers do. Luke, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yeah, this started to unfold just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll obviously keep you posted with the very latest developments. Let's send it back to Nalina now.
K943, we thank you for your service. May you rest in peace.
We gather here today to give a final farewell to a fellow officer, our brother, Craig E. Lehner.
God has gained one of our best soldiers as an angel in his army.
O'er the land of the free.
May God bless you. K943, rest in peace.
Thousands helped the family and friends of Officer Craig Lehner and his family in blue to bid him a final farewell. This was a difficult and emotional day, one filled with so many touching moments as Officer Craig Evan Lehner was laid to rest. Good evening to you. I'm Jackie Walker.
And I'm Dave Graber. Officer Lehner was lost tragically in a dive training exercise 12 days ago. One of his best friends, as you just heard, told the crowd of thousands who gathered at KeyBank Center that God had gained a new soldier and an angel in his army. We have team coverage for you this evening as we look back at the life of Officer Craig Lehner and lasting impact that he leaves behind.
But first, we take you inside Officer Lehner's funeral that we brought you here live on News 4. Thousands of people filled the KeyBank Center this morning for the service. Law enforcement agencies from across the state and across the border paid their respects one last time. City leaders were also in attendance, including Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown. There was an overwhelming show of love and support in the room for Officer Lehner and his life of service.
Craig served his country and his city, knowing of the dangers that existed in the role of keeping the peace. But he was willing to take the risk for his fellow man.
He was the truest example of the selfless bravery that men and women in uniform are called upon to demonstrate each and every day.
It's estimated more than 5,000 uniformed officers attended today's service. Officer Lehner shared a special bond with his K-9 Shield and his partner, Officer Tommy Champion.
Both honored their friend and brother in blue today. And as News 4's Nalina Shapiro shows us, those bonds were on full display. Nalina?
There is a Buffalo Police K-9 prayer for officers to read. It spells out the dedication and loyalty of a K-9. They would die for their partners and expect nothing but love in return. Officer Craig Lehner loved Shield, and today their unbreakable bond was on full display.
Nalina, thank you. From the KeyBank Center downtown, thousands made their way to Forest Lawn Cemetery, where Officer Lehner will be laid to rest. That was an emotional goodbye for friends, family, and colleagues of Officer Lehner.
News 4's Jen Shantz continues our team coverage. She's live at the cemetery after speaking with those who attended the service there. Jen?
A suspect is dead and a Buffalo police officer shot following a traffic stop in Buffalo's Riverside neighborhood. Good evening, everyone. The Buffalo police officer was rushed to ECMC after being shot in the head. A second officer is also being evaluated at the hospital. We have team coverage for you tonight. News 4's Rachel Monjovi spoke with police and has a timeline of events. And News 4's Dave Graber has been talking with community members who are standing with the Buffalo Police Department tonight. We begin with Rachel Monjovi. She's live at ECMC with the latest details on what happened. Rachel?
Western New Yorkers are feeling the effects from those tornadoes tonight. Homes in Hamburg and at the fairgrounds were hit hard, causing severe damage. And in Orchard Park, people are also picking up the pieces of what's left behind from the tornadoes that tore a path of destruction. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, officials in the town of Holland are asking anyone living there to conserve water for the time being because power is out at the pumping station. We do have team coverage for you tonight. Chief Meteorologist Todd Santos is going to break down what kind of tornadoes these were, just how powerful they were in a minute. We also have a team of reporters assessing the damage. One of the hardest hit areas was the Hamburg Fairgrounds. That's where News 4's Marissa Perlman is, as you can see. She begins our team coverage where she spoke with the governor just a short time ago. Marissa?
Yeah, good evening to you and Alina. Scary moments here at the Erie County Fairgrounds this afternoon.
All eyes are on the Buffalo Bills tonight as they get ready to take on the Cleveland Browns. Tonight, of course, is a second preseason game this year.
And the big question on everybody's mind at this point is who will be tonight's starting quarterback. There's also a lot of hype surrounding new and former faces on both sides of the football. Sports director Josh Reed joins us live from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland with the latest. Josh?
Well, this will be a little bit of a homecoming for Bills wide receiver Corey Coleman.
Right now on News 4 at 11, the drought is over. The Buffalo Bills are going to the playoffs. We have team coverage of this historic accomplishment.
And less than an hour away till we bring in 2018, and Bills fans have a lot to celebrate tonight. I'll have their reaction to ending that playoff drought coming up.
And I'm sure the cold is the last thing on Bills fans' mind right now. But if you are out and about tonight, bundle up. It is frigid. Wind chills in the negative teens tonight. I'll let you know how long this cold lasts into the new year coming up in your forewarned forecast.
To be able to celebrate, to watch a lot of grown men in that room cry because of where they know they're going and all the hard work and sweat and tears that have gone into this thing. This is what we work for right here.
Bills players, coaches, and fans are overcome with happiness tonight. Good evening, everyone, and happy New Year's Eve. For the first time since 1999, the Bills are going to the playoffs. We have team coverage tonight. News 4's Shannon Smith is downtown getting reaction from very excited fans. But first, we want to get right to highlights with Shannon Shepard. Shannon?
Congratulations, Your Honor.
Still ahead at 11, swearing-in ceremony for Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown. His message to the city as he takes office for his 4th term. And as we head into the break, this is a live look at the New Year's Eve festivities in Times Square right now. News 4 at 11 will be right back.